Hello. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Hello, hello, hello. I am just going to take a couple minutes to find myself in various different places. Here we are. Here we are. Hello. Yes. Happy New Year to you. If I am the first person to say that to you, I'm so sorry. But Happy New Year. You are in 2024. It's exciting times to be here. 2024. I don't know about you, but I was excited to see 2023 off. Bye. See you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for giving us all of the lessons and the learnings and the insight to make us a more expanded being. Super grateful for you, but bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. We are streaming through Restream, and we are streaming to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Because if I'm going to say it, I'm going to say it one time, and we're going to capture it in all the places. So as you pop on, say hello, please. Let me know that you are here so that I can see you, so that I know where you're tuning in from. Just say, hey. Pretty sure it tells me when you comment what platform you're on as you comment and you come in. So do say hello. I hope that I did this correctly because it does show me that this is closed. So let me make sure that I did do this correct. I'm pretty sure I did this correctly. We're just going to go with it. Did not make any announcements. We are getting into a new groove. Today is the first day back to work. The kids are not back to school until tomorrow. Send help. And help. I am ready for them to go back to their normal programming because I am really excited to get back to mine. So we are hopping live today to discuss a few things about what you need to know for the energy of the month, what you need to know for the energy of this year, what you need to know with regards to what is active and ready to come through. The guides were really chatty over the weekend, which was beautiful, a good swift change because I was asked to take some time to just be. I had gotten myself into a little bit of a pickle energetically, just feeling really exhausted and depleted. And it was made clear to me that we needed to take some time to readjust, to reset, to just enjoy life and not be so go, go, go. So that's exactly what I did. And I'm feeling so much better, so much more grounded, so much more clear, so much more present. And so you're welcome. Your girl's here. You're welcome. So when I connect to the energy of 2024, we all know it is an 8-year. We all know that it's an extremely important year with regards to things like wealth, prosperity, with regards to transformation and expansion around our sense of connection to the infinite. Right? This is going to be a really big year for our connection to the infinite. But it's also going to be a really big year to recognize where we are or are not balanced between the spiritual realm and the material realm. Many of us are either really hovering in the material realm, in the physical world, right? Or we're spending a lot more time in the spiritual realm and it's finding it hard to stay in the body. We're finding it hard to be grounded here. We're finding it hard to feel safe even in the body. And so this is going to be, oh boy, this is going to be a really big year for us to recognize that, hone in on that, and make adjustments where needed, when needed, to maintain balance. And 8, if you slide it to its side, is the infinity symbol, right? And it is also a representation of as above, so below, what goes up must come down, heaven and earth, and all of that. And so it's going to be a really, really great year for a lot of connection to the self, connection to the divine, connection to those around you. With that said, it being an 8-year, we're stepping into the first calendar month, January. We're stepping into the 10th month of the astrological calendar. So Pisces, which is the last zodiac sign, is from March to about April, and April starts the new astrological year. But January starts the new calendar year. And so this is a 1 month, a 10-month, both representing manifestation. So in new beginnings, they're talking about new beginnings, rebirth, stepping into a new clean slate, that kind of a thing. And so when you're looking at an 8-year, focused on prosperity, focused on connection, primarily focused on the connection you have with yourself, How can you manifest, right? Working with the energy of January, how can you manifest a deeper awareness, right? A deeper, um, um, I want to use a different word than connection, but a deeper relationship, right? A different type of a relationship, habits, routines, patterns, things of that nature that are going to help you feel supported, right? Because January's energy is potent. It's all throat chakra energy. It's very blue when I tap into it. And that's a representation of how well we are expressing ourselves. It's not just the voice, me sitting here with you right now, expressing myself to you, but it's also about me. I'm not seeing comments in any way, shape, or form. This is sad. It's also about me being able to show up and express myself. There they are. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Michael. Woo! Phew, you guys saved my life. Thank you. It's also about me showing up and expressing myself through my work. It's expressing myself through my energy and how I connect to those around me. The expression of what I stand for, what I represent, what my values are, the expression of, how I want to be seen in the world, more so seen, like felt in the world, right? So January's energy is asking you to tune into your God spark, and as an aspect of the divine, as spirit in form, what are you here to express on behalf of God? Because you do have a very close connection, you have a very big purpose, and you do have a very particular impact that you're here to make, that only you can make. And so as you're sitting with your throat chakra and you're really getting an awareness, okay, you can do this right now as you're sitting, taking some breaths and focusing on your throat space. Does it feel tight? Does it feel open? Does it feel, dry? Are you finding like this lump sitting here, right? This is going to be an indicator as to the work that you need to do with regards to this energy center. Okay, because you want to be able to show up, freely speak your truth, freely speak what's on your heart, and also being able to express these things, these impacts, these messages, your mission into the world. It is extremely important. 2024's energy is going to be one where we can't hide anymore. We cannot hide our bigness. We aren't being asked to dim our light. We have to shine as brightly as ever. And if you have a struggle with this expression, you're going to have a struggle with really being able to show up and be seen. It's not going to feel comfortable to be in the spotlight. It's not going to feel comfortable to have people come to you and ask what your thoughts are, what your opinions are, where you sit with matters, right? So this is really going to be a big month for manifesting within the self, the connection to the self, and to have the universe feed back the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities, the connections that are going to support us with the knowing I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I am expressing myself fully. And where I'm not, I'm aware of where I'm not, and I'm doing the work around it. January is going to be a really, really big year, or a big month. It's going to feel like a year. Not really. It's going to be a really big month. And it's perfect for starting us off on what's going to be a really big year. Okay. All right, today's topic, because what I'm going to start doing, we're having a lot of fun over on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, you're going to want to follow me over on TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, you're going to want to start staying close to whatever platform feels really good to you, whether that's YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, because there's a lot I want to start talking about. I think that there's a part of me that felt disconnected from my people. And when I sat with that feeling of disconnection, I became very aware that, I keep myself in a little bit of a bubble. And 2023 was just this really weird feeling or sense of isolation and not really showing up and speaking everything that's in my head, on my heart, in the field, the things that we're seeing, the things that we want to see. And so it really is starting to become like, we're going to be seen this year. You're going to hear me this year. You're going to really feel what we want to put in position and what we want to bring into the room this year. And it's going to be a really, really, really amazing experience. So we are in all of the places. Feel free to connect in any of those ways, because we're going to be giving different types of insight. I think every platform has its own energy, and every energy asks you to show up in a different way. And so we'll be showing up in all these different beautiful ways. So anywho, today's agitation question is, if you're living in your spirit or if you're living in your ego. And if you're choosing to live in your ego, why? If you're choosing to live in your spirit, why? The agitation question of the day is, are you showing up in your ego or are you showing up in your spirit? And the thing that I want people to become aware of is that because this year is going to ask us to really show up and step into who we're supposed to be and to do the things we know we're supposed to do here, there's going to be a lot of healers coming to the front line. There's going to be a lot of light workers that are going to be asked to shine brightly, whether they like it or whether they don't, meaning whether they're comfortable with it or whether they're not. There's going to be a big, bright spotlight on those energy healers and on those intuitives and those psychics to stop hiding in the shadows, stop promoting you quietly, start showing up and promoting you very loudly. Because this is huge. This is so freaking huge. If you're showing up in your ego, it's going to be something that is going to totally be best word without sounding violent. It's going to be rough. Like, it's going to be rough. It's going to be very humbling for you. Let me put it that way, because God wants you here to do its work, his work. God wants you here to do his work. And you're here to impress upon the people, but these are God's people. These aren't your people. And so when you start really bringing your mission and your voice back in one with service, everything that you're hoping for and everything that you're desiring, it will come to fruition, because that's how it works in the 8, in the infinity, and the as above, so below, right? I want to stay with that for a minute, because as above above being heaven, so below here on earth. How do we want to show up in that heaven form here on earth? Because everything that we can imagine heaven being, will experience. I need you to go back and write that down. Everything you can imagine heaven being, you're going to experience here on earth if you will keep your head, your eyes, and your heart focused on the service God or the divine or the universe or Allah or whomever is asking you to show up and be. If you're asked to be of service, and this is going to be a year also where people are going to be dragged out of like a corporate setting to really put their mission into motion. It's mission motion year. There's no more, sitting behind the desk and, I'll do this as my 9 to 5, and then I'll go out and do the things I really love, in the evening or on the weekends. Like, there is no more of that, because your soul really can't make that impact when it's forced to stay behind a desk for 9 to 5. When you're meant to do big things and impact people and be that healer, whether it's through sound, whether it's through energy, like laying hands, whether it's through color therapy, whether it's through breath work, like, there's going to be no denying that you're going to know what the modality you're connected to, what it is, and that you are going to be stepping into it stronger. I would encourage, there's been a lot of people, which has been like, okay, when am I opening up my coaching applications so people can work with me one-on-one? Because if you were with me, August, September is when we closed it for 2023, and we filled the client schedule. It was amazing. It was epic. We closed it for 2023. And I said, January next year is when we're going to start opening it back up again. I think I can count on both hands. Probably 8 or 9 people have so far reached out. When are you opening up your applications? Because this is the year I'm going to get shit done. This is the year I'm going to finally connect to me. This is the year I'm going to acknowledge whatever this is that's below my surface trying to emerge. This is the year I'm going to let you guide me. This is the year that I want my power to be exposed and expressed and bright. Like, this is the year I'm going to step into the intuitive and the psychic. This is the year I'm going to claim myself to be a healer. And to all of that, I'm like, hoorah. Yeah, let's go. Applications are absolutely open, by the way, and you can DM if you need information on that. But this is going to be a really, really, really potent energy for us to start sitting in. Not because we have to necessarily do anything with it in this moment right now, but because as you sit in this energy, you build the momentum of that energy. It gets stronger and bigger and wider, or brighter and wider and more expansive. And then this trust in it is there, and the faith in it is there, and the confidence in it is there. But we have to sit in energy long enough for us to be able to connect to that. I want you to hear that again. This is another piece you need you to write down. You have to sit in energy long enough to build momentum for it, for you to be able to really feel that sense of confidence you're looking for you to be able to really have that faith in it that you are searching for. Like, when energy just moves in and we're like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do, and then balls to the wall, it's like, did we feel that out? Did we sit with it long enough to have it be something stable, or have it be something foundational, or have it be something that we got really clear on? Or did we just act on it and take off. Acting on it and taking off is going to be like this really unstable energy. We want to really sit with something long enough. This is going to require a lot of people to get real good with patience. Yes, I know. I hate that word too, but it's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. We'll get through it together. I am here to support you in any which way. I am here to support you. I am not a fan of patience. I am a fan of control. We're working on it. I am a fan of like literally depleting my energy to a point where God's like, okay, are you done now? So we can help you. Like, are you finished? Look at what you did. Yes. Now, if you let me in, imagine what we could have done. Like, if that's you, woo-wee, woo-wee. Michael, before you leave, let me answer that question. How do you share your positive, good energy in the corporate negative energy environment? You do you, boo-boo. You do you, boo-boo. There are so many people moving from corporate because of that. There's so many people recognizing there is negative energy there, and that negative energy is telling them that's not where they're meant to be. And they're taking that inspired action. They're taking that inspiration work that they're doing, and they're going to make that their full-time job. They're going to make that the 9 to 5. That they're going to make that where they pour in their energy, and they're going to make that where the prosperity is allowed in. So, Michael, how do you maintain your positive energy? You protect your energy. You have clear intentions for who you are and what you want to be in that setting, and you show up in that energy on a daily basis. Not letting that be something that sways you, but also questioning if that's something that's necessary for you any longer. Yeah. Awesome. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Okay. So one of the topics that I wanted to talk about, Berkeley, come here. Berkeley, come here. Come here. Good boy. One of the topics that I wanted to talk about specifically for today's energy, when I sat and I said to the guides, all right, what's the big message today? Remember, are you coming from your ego or are you operating from your spirit? Everybody has the intention to operate from their spirit because they know that that's the right answer, but not everybody's operating from their spirit. If you're having fear, you're in an ego. If you're having anxiety, you got your ego. If you are dimming your light, or you're not showing up, or you're not, you're finding yourself sabotaging or criticizing yourself all the time, you're in your ego. If you feel like there's this loud voice yelling at you all the time, do it. It's not good enough. You're not perfect. You didn't ask permission. You got to do this way. They're going to think this. They're going to think that. That's your ego. Okay. When you operate from your spirit, there's this sensing of sorts. There's not so much, there is a voice. Yes, there is a voice. It's a whisper, but it's not so much something you hear with the inner ear. It's more something that you feel within your heart. There is this sense of peace. There is this sense of calm. There is no rushing spirit. Spirit doesn't need to be rushed. Spirit is. What needs to be rushed is what we think we need to do or show up as. Like ego wants to be seen. So there's a rush to be seen. Spirit is already witnessed. It doesn't need to rush anything. It already is. It's already became. There's no becoming. It's already came. Do you know what I'm saying? And so spirit's just like this. I got this. I've had this. I've known this. I just got to sit long enough for her to feel that she remembers what we're meant to be doing, how we're meant to be moving. And as soon as we're in alignment, everything starts to take off. The beautiful thing about operating from spirit is you do not have to question if you're operating with God or the divine or source. When you operate from spirit, it's an automatic win-win because you are connected to the divine and you can feel it. You can feel it, you can hear it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can see it. The signs are coming all over the place. Synchronicities are taking place, relationships are popping off, and you have this sense of knowing the direction that you're meant to be in. The ego is going to have you chasing your tail. The ego is going to have you honest to God, feeling depleted because all your efforts, you're using all your resource, you're using all your effort, you're using all your energetic reserve. They want to talk about energy as well. You're using all your energy. And we have to remember that we have a reserve of energy called the divine. And if we can connect to the divine, we'll never have to use our reserve. We're not supposed to use our reserve. See, it's interesting. They're showing me, I don't know, it's just my background. I think it's my background. My dad is an HVAC business owner. He owns an HVAC company, and he puts furnaces in and air conditioning in, and thermostats control the air conditioning and the furnace. A thermostat has hardwire from it to the furnace, or it to, yes, the furnace, because the furnace is attached to the air conditioning, but it also has a battery so that if you lose power, it still maintains what it's supposed to do because it's a battery backup. we want to think about ourselves the same way. We want to think of ourselves as thermostats, so to speak, where we are hardwired to the divine, but we have a backup battery, which is us. And we want to always be connected to the divine and having the divine feed us what we need. But knowing that if there's ever something that catches our attention in a different way, that we're going to have this battery backup that we can fall into to remind ourselves of our alignment. And this is going to be really, really big. We aren't supposed to pull the energy just from us all the time. This is what really creates the sense of tired. And tired isn't just physical. Tired is energetic. Tired is such confusion that you don't know if you're coming, if you're going, if you're where you're supposed to be, if you're not where you're supposed to be, if you're hearing it correctly, if you're asking for too much support, if you're not asking for too much support. It's like an utter mind fuck, quite frankly, when we are so depleted and disconnected, right? Using our battery backup, we can really have a sensory overload. We can really start to question who we are, why we're here, and what the purpose was again. And we don't want to have to get to that point before we start calling on the connection again to God or to the divine or to source, whatever you deem it to be. You see? So when you operate from ego long enough, that's what will happen. But when you stay in the know, in the desire, and in the intention to stay connected to spirit, you're going to have less and less and less of that. I remember last year when the guides came to me and said, we're still doing psychic work, of course. We're still doing intuitive work and healing work. We're still doing journeys. We're still doing all that jazz. We're still offering bits and pieces here and there. But they came and they said, we will be known as self-mastery. We will be known as self-mastery. We will guide people on their journey of self-mastery. You are already on a journey. It's called life. But when you decide to show up for life, that's when you enter into mastery, because you want to become the best version of who you are here to be. And 2024 is really holding space for you to become the best version of you that you can be. Some of you are going to be able to do this effortlessly and within sync and flow, and it's going to be beautiful. Some of you are going to need a guide. Some of you are going to need support, and that's where I come in. There's going to be many mentors that show up and start to reveal what they're really qualified for, what they're an expert in. And the thing that I would say to you is to be mindful, because you want the support that feels connected energetically to you. You don't want the support that looks right by your ego, right? The ego's like, oh my gosh, she's making 7, 8 figures. Then she's going to sum this up for me and I'm going to be able to do it too. And I want to be where she's at. And so boom, let's go. That's not going to work this year, because this year it's going to be about you really maintaining the connection to yourself. Who's going to ask me to show up and grow? Who's going to hold me accountable and be a soundboard for me to really see my own potential, to have my own power, and to be able to expand by my own doing? That's who I'm going to go to. It's not a done for you, because it can't be done for you. So we've got to be very mindful of the done for yous. We want to be very mindful of the mini-me makers. Mini-me makers. You are not a mini-me to anything and anyone except God. And until God materializes here in the physical earth and says, follow me and I will make you a mini-me, then okay, that'll be your exception. But no, we're not going to make mini-me's anymore. And it's one of the things that I always knew within my practice, but there were times when I would struggle with this because, I want everybody to see their own potential. I want everybody to step in their own business style and their own, coaching style. And there's things that you have to know foundationally, but you get to be who you get to be. You get to be who you're meant to be. And that's something that I think is extremely important. It's in the energy of integrity, 100%. So be conscious of the mini-me makers and be conscious of the do-it-yourselfers, because what you want, and I see you, I know you because I am you. What you want is to forge your own way, to create your own presence, to put your own stamp on this, and to leave a legacy that only you can be defined by. You don't want it to be something that someone else can step into and easily replicate, right? You want your journey to stand for something. And that means you've got to go into you to see it all. You've got to go into you to connect to it all. And that's not going to happen through your ego. It's only going to happen through your spirit. Spirit equipped you before you became a physical being with everything you're going to need. You may have, and I don't even want to say people forgot. It wasn't time for you to remember. This is the year you'll remember. This is the year that you'll be connected. This is the year where that will become clear and obvious. And you might not know what to do with it, but that's okay, because the help that you'll need, the support you'll need, will be there for you. You'll see it, you'll sense it, you'll know it, you'll connect with it, you'll invest in it, you'll step forward with it. All the things will come. Okay. When you say yes to spirit, God moves through and makes the way. If you only asked yourself one question every day for the rest of this year, am I moving in my spirit or am I moving in my ego? I guarantee you the most prosperous year. I guarantee you the most revelation. I guarantee you the most peace you've ever experienced. Because when you come from spirit, is it an easy okie dokie ride? Absolutely not. But it is one where you know for certain that you are supported and that you are guided. Ego leaves us like a fish out of water, flopping around, not quite sure which way to go, grasping at whatever comes our way. We don't want to be told, we want to be shown. And that's the greatest thing that I made shift-wise in my business, was to stop telling as much as I showed. And that's what we do in coaching. So applications for that they're open. So if you're interested in that, just send me a message and I can get that out to you. Let's see. Ways in which you can support yourself when you're looking at the ego or you're looking at spirit and you're deciding you want to go with spirit. What can you do to support you? This is really going to be, again, creating a meditation practice, creating a journaling practice, creating space in your day to reboot and to reconnect. And one of the things that I thought was really funny, over the weekend, my daughter was in town and I had this rush of energy to just move the whole house around, right? We moved the bedroom to the living room, or we moved the bedroom to the office, and we moved my office up to my bedroom, or what was my bedroom. We moved everything around in like the living room, cleaned out the kids' stuff. Like everything looks new and feels new and is fresh. And, my guys were like, this is it. Like, this is this boost of energy that's necessary right now. Like, this is what's going to get you feeling like, it's all ending, like the 2023 energy is moving and you're moving into something different. You're moving into something more. And I can remember them saying, there's going to be a moment where you're going to need to sleep. And I was just like, what? So throughout my day, I'd be like, wow, I just need to go lay it down and take like a 20-minute power nap. I don't think I could speak loud enough about the 20-minute power nap. I don't think I could speak loud enough for the 20-minute power nap. If you are in a position for a 20-minute power nap, whether you're at your office, corporate world, just bring a little pillow. No one's got to know. Stick it in the desk. Take a quick nap. Like, there's something huge to be said about the reboot that happens energetically and physically, mentally, all of it, when you have 20-minute power nap throughout your day. Like, I so strongly encourage it. Like, set it in if you schedule lunch in your day, schedule a 20-minute power nap, because man, every time you sleep, you connect back to the spiritual realm. You are less physical because the body is sleeping, the conscious mind is sleeping, right? So like every time you can take an opportunity to check out, you are realigned. And when you wake up, it's like starting it all over again, but getting rebooted back into alignment again. And from that state, you show up and you continue doing what you're doing. And so I remember going, I'm going to make this like my new practice, like meditation, journaling, and 20-minute power naps. Like, this is going to be so good. It feels so good. It's like such a privilege to be able to work from home and take a 20-minute power nap when I need it. Like, this is so good. I would encourage you all to add that to your practice and see how that works for you. Some other things, again, this is going to be getting into your support groups, getting into, those connections that don't drain you, that add to you. Where are they? Who are they? How can you make more time for those things? What are some of the things, get your energy going? Here's a great time for you to get on the yay list and the nay list. This is the stuff I avoid unless I want to piss myself off. This is the stuff I'm going to run to because it helps me feel good. Music helps me feel good. Coffee makes me feel good. Doing meditation, doing journaling, taking a ride in the car. All these things are yays for me. I'm going to stick with the yay list and stay away from the nay list. These are going to be things that are going to help you show up as the best version of you. And look, you created it for yourself. You're adhering it. You are adhering to it for yourself. Things are going to shift and change. Okay. So do you have questions on anything we spoke about today? Any questions? Remember, we're on all the platforms, but we're really loving loving TikTok right now. So if you are over on TikTok, go find me so we can stay connected there. We're going to do some fun stuff over there. There's a lot of beautiful things planned for this year. I've seen them, but I'm like, patience. We're going to just like, cool. I love this. Beautiful things planned for this month. We've got a masterclass happening around the 11th. We've got a beautiful group happening with a special someone. Should be so many amazing things coming to fruition, and I'm excited to share them with all of you. Should be a lot more of me, a lot more of me, a lot more conversation and connection. It's going to be so good. All right, let's see. I think I stopped my questions at Michael. I'm showing up as my spirit always. Yes, sounds perfect to me. Woo woo. Great, need to hop off. Hi, Beverly. How are you? Hi, Deborah. Kevin's here. What if you struggle to see, find your true purpose, potential on your journey? What are some barriers holding you back? The belief that you don't know it, I think, is what often keeps people held back, is that they don't know when you actually do know. It's just a matter of you getting really connected to yourself to ask yourself those questions. If I could spend my day doing just certain things, what would those certain things be? Because those are things that were considered talents. Those would be things that we're considered really good at. Nobody wants to sit for a day and do shit they're not good at, right? Those would be things that we're really feeling called for. Like we really enjoy having the opportunity to do. Like this is going to help you start to see where your potential is kind of coming to life. Always knew I wanted to be a teacher. Always knew I wanted to be a mom. Always knew I wanted to help people. Always knew I love taking care of people. And so like what I get to do on a daily basis, sum it up in one word, it's nurture. Nurture growth, nurture expansion, nurture the psychic, the intuitive, the healer, nurture, 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 nurture. I realized last year I wasn't nurturing me, but that's besides the point because we fixed it. Okay, we fixed it. But I do a lot of nurturing and I love the nurture role. And so for me, being a mentor, being a guide, being somebody that has this God spark active speaking on the things Spirit wants us to speak to, nurtures the ones that are around us. So I know that that is one of the greatest missions or purpose that I have stepped into. So I would say get quiet with you and get really clear about what are some of the things you're really good at doing, that you really love to be able to do, that you feel you could do without any effort, because that's connected somehow in some way to the purpose. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Yes. All right, friends. We've come to the end of today's live. Super excited to keep going with you on this journey. I am opening up coaching applications. If you're someone that's interested in doing coaching, please send me a message so I can get you hooked up with that. This is the last month as well to do the one-day immersions. And depending on where you're tuning in from, if you're on Facebook, you'll see that pinned post. My one-day immersions are $997. And they go through a review of 23. They go through a preview of all of 2024. We go month by month to review the energy, to sit in the energy, to build the energy so we can create and strategize and manifest the most epic year. Then in the afternoons session, we will get together and do that strategy. What can I do? How can I do it? Where can I start? What are the things I have to have in place? We're also going to do healing work. Where's my saboteur showing up? Where am I not feeling good enough? Where do I need to do some work around my spark? The heart or the throat. We do a lot of intense energy work in these one-day immersions as well. I have a few openings left for those. If you want to snag one of them, again, you get a 2024 preview, a January, February, March, all the months we preview these. For $997, reach out and let me know. And we can get you in the January. You'll know exactly what to expect. You'll know exactly what you need to do. You'll know exactly how you've healed. You'll have it on replay or record so that you can go back and listen to it, do the journey that we get to do together, gain the clarity we need. Oh, it's just going to be so freaking good. I've loved every single solitary second of these immersions. They were only going to be in December, but then I ended up loving them so much and we had a lot of sales. So we had to end up doing it in January as well. So I'm excited to do these one-day immersions. There's going to be something we craft that aren't 2024 in use, but something that offers more of these one-day immersions because people like that. I'm having a crisis. I'm having a moment. I'm moving through something. I need some support. One day with you is going to get me through. It's going to get me clarity. It's going to help me out. Like, yes, please sign me up. Those You call them emergency calls, something like that. I don't know. We're going to think of something really good and crafty and beautiful because I love being in somebody's energy, like a retreat type of thing for a lengthy period of time. And so that's what these one-day immersions allow us to do. We get to sit together for the day. We have an AM or a morning session. We have an afternoon session. We work on, what did you learn in 2023? You can't move forward if you're not willing to look at what's been done. So we're going to take a good look at 2023 with you. What did you learn? Where did you come from? What were some of the things that you loved? What were some of the things you have to leave? And then we're going to take a nice in-depth review. The morning sessions run about a couple hours. The afternoon's about the same as well, depending on questions. But yeah, you're going to have everything that you need to make 2024 the best year ever, with strategy, with healing, with insight, all the things. So be sure to send a message if you're interested in scheduling a one-day with me. I'll get you in by the end of January, and you'll be good to go. Showing up as my spirit and making new movies with this energy, working far outside my comfort zone is very exciting. Way. Yes, I love this for you. It's so good. So good. There is no growth in the comfort zone. It's a no growth zone when we're in a comfort zone. So exponential growth headed your way, exponential movement taking place. It feels so good. And it's going to open up so many more doors because you're going to be seen in such a bigger way. It's so good. I love it. And I love that it's already happening in January. So good. All right, my friends, I've enjoyed every moment. Thank you for tuning in, no matter where you're tuning in from, whether you're on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube. Oof, so good. I will see you again really, really soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.